A miscellaneous drawer. A little story about that. I believe in organization. Okay? We do what we can. It's a team effort to get things organized. And there's different ways that people organize this stuff. Sometimes it's really tough. Like if we're going to organize by thread size, do you organize by the thread sizes you have and then you leave spots open or have them not available when you get a new size? That doesn't work well. Do you organize for every possible thread? So we would have a 7/8 14, we'd also have a 7/8 16, a 7/8 12. So many for each one of these sizes that we couldn't fit them in here. Nice idea, not practical. A reasonable compromise that came into a shop I was at many years ago is you put them according to size. So like where this one is 5/16 to 1/2 inch, this is for ones that are not the common US size, not the common metric size down at the bottom, but for our specials. And this covers for specials that are for threading machines or for taps for dies. And the trick to this is the first one is going to be for 5/16, 1 and 5/16, 2 and 5/16, 3 and 5/16. That way you don't need to duplicate the 16ths throughout the whole shop. The next one is going to be essentially for 3/8. So this one is going to be for 3/8, 1 and 3/8, 2 and 3/8, etc. It really cuts down on disorganization. And when you have, you can look through it generally, you can quickly see whether it's 1 inch and 3/8 or 3 inch and 3/8. It's pretty easy without even measurement, you know which is which. And this is great for the stuff that you don't have every size of, but you have a place for one when it comes in. Unless you get too many of them, like we have a lot of 1.5 inch. So sometimes we'll have to move and do some things. But on the story part of it, which is where I started over there at the drawer, I worked at a tool crib for a little while because, like I said, I had hurt my back. And by the way, hurting my back, why suspenders? Suspenders are because it's not a belt. It wasn't that the suspenders directly helped, they just helped my pants not fall down. It's the lack of a belt. The belt was pushing on the broken spot in my back. That's real simple. I get that question a million times, so there's the answer of why the suspenders helped my bad back. Okay, back to the other story. So I was working in the tool crib for close to a year at one mine, and when I was working there, we had sockets all over the place. We had one socket set, but we had other sockets all over the place because we might have 30 of these, 50 of those, 10 of something else. And I requested, at great extent, 4 months arguing for some organizer drawers like the ones I keep my drill bits in. Not these, big drill bit drawers. Anyway, and so they finally said, okay, John, we will spend the money. I think it was $3,000 or $4,000 worth of organizers. So we would have a place for every socket we had in that shop so that we could put them all there. And when somebody needed it, we would either go over and we have 20 of these, we have 1, 2, you know, whatever. We knew where it was. There was a place for every one. Well, this stuff came in while I was out on R&R, and we would be out on R&R for 2 weeks at a time. When I came back 2 weeks later, half the drawers were full of miscellaneous stuff. None of it was labeled. So I started in on one end. Okay, I'm going to root this out, label it, make it what I need it to be to get these sockets correct. When I come back, the sockets were put back in the one box and the 5-gallon buckets, and the drawer labels were left there, but they were just empty. So anyway, I carried on. Third time around, the drawers are all full of stuff other than sockets, but none of them are labeled. So I said, okay, I give up, but not totally. So I started going through there and I'd open the drawer. Okay, electrical tape. Somebody else had decided what went there. I wasn't going to totally fight it, but I'm going to use this to try and organize as best I can to help us all out. Screwdrivers. Bigger screwdrivers. Okay, Miscellaneous crap. So I had about 6 of them in the whole set that were just miscellaneous crap because there was no other way you could describe it. So that was the part and that was when I gave up and I just didn't care anymore. I didn't use them. You want some sockets? Here, let's look in the 5-gallon bucket. Maybe we'll find the one you need.